right, we're
Okay.
waiting for you, delinquent.
Great. Awesome. Well, I'm still not in bars. I'm your
Yet.
host, Jonathan Joestar Beltran. Welcome to your backdoor anime hangout that is Otaku Hourly. And here with me in this hangout are my crew members. Introduce yourselves, whoever.
Mythical Missa coming at
Declare.
you.
And the decks.
And our omnipresent god.
Well, I wouldn't say God, but yeah, omnipresent still. He hasn't.
Come
He
on,
hasn't,
me?
he hasn't deserved that title.
Kami-sama, introduce yourself.
This is Marvin, aka Marth.
Thank you, God. See, at your backdoor anime hangout, we know it's the Christmas season. It's time to be festive and whatever the such. And here's the thing, right? Since we are all pretty much degenerates, weebs, otakus, potato, tomato here, it's knowing that there comes challenges in terms of gift giving for us. And this is a particular episode I like to call Otaku Gift Giving. So we go through the trials and tribulations and maybe possible solutions or headaches that come with giving gifts to anime fans. And so like here's one thing that I come across, right? With anime fans, I always get Dakota, you could really relate with me on this. It's the idea that do they have this already? Like I need a background.
The age-old question.
Would you like to go more deep into this?
It just reminds me of so many birthdays, so many Christmases where I'm like, okay, I know what series they like. I know things that they may or may not have watched, but do they already own it? Are they collector? Do they basically just pirate all their manga instead?
So
And
true.
yeah, just I don't know. Like, there's a bit of an art to gift giving for anime fans, where you have to question not only are they going to be interested in it, but do they already have it?
Right,
That's so true.
Yeah, Marv, did you have a moment like that? I'm curious.
Yeah, almost all the time, because between me and my circle of friends, since we all actually not like love Live, you would know that there's like what's it called, a plethora of characters in in these groups, be it Muse, Aqua, or the current group right now, Nijigasaki High School Club? Yeah, club.
Yeah.
And we know each other, but we still question: does he or she have this version of their favorite girl, or do they have this figure already? So on so on and so forth.
Yeah. And I know with the idol fandom, particularly with Love Live, I know they have like a lot of paraphernalia, whether it be like keychains, Nezo pillows, and whatever the such.
Yep.
Do you have to be like? Do you actually have to interview the person you're gonna give a gift to beforehand, or you like get third party sources for this?
You could try what's it called? Try interviewing them like discreetly or subtly, so that way they don't think that you're gonna give them that specific version. Otherwise, you can resort to like, hey, can you go to so and so's place, check out their room, and see what they have and what they don't? You know.
Oh.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, because there are times where, like, I'd go over to like somebody's like dorm or their place, basically just to sort of get a sense of their taste in anime and what they might have. And I'm like, I don't want to be creeping around their room, but I'm like, I want to get some ideas.
Like the better question is, why the hell is this person in my room to begin with? I didn't even invite him, or let alone actually tell him where I live in.
I was invited.
Yeah, I'm surprised I still don't have like a restraining order to this day. So it's kind of great. Aren't I a great gift giver? Now, I'm curious, Missa, you are pretty much new to anime. Not to put you on blast right here. How's it like to have an otaku boyfriend? Has he caused you any problems? And if so, um, you have the cliff to explain that too. You know,
Okay, so
it's not that I'm putting you on blast, Dakota.
Oh,
It's just
no,
this is for research.
it's okay. So
mm,
when I
Fair.
first discovered Dakota, he never really hid his anime side or whatnot. I was pretty used to fandoms and everything, so I was just like, okay, all right. A little bit weirded out, I will admit, when I first entered in his room and saw a body pillow and like his like little
Oh my god.
figurines and whatnot. But I'm like, okay, keep an open mind because I'm an open person. But like, it still wasn't a bad room and whatnot. It's a good room. He has like a new room now, so I'm sure it's like changed around. But
Nice.
overall,
I guess you guys
like,
can see it a little bit.
Yeah.
it wasn't like I think because most people when they think of anime, they think of like full blown like tentacles and like hentai and whatnot. And so it was not that.
As you can see, Dakota is proving that he's not one of them.
He's not a degenerate. He's my degenerate.
Ah, but you're wrong because he found me first.
How often does he cuddle with you?
How long has he known me?
wow.
Okay. I'm just saying, this ain't a dog fight right now. We're exchanging
No,
the gift of
please,
love.
please. By all means, please continue. Don't hide. This is real quick.
Now, Cliff, if you could stop hiding yourself from the camera.
But
I'm not trying to. The camera's hiding me.
Oh, isn't that cute? Here, give me
I'm trying to get
anyway.
it back, but the camera won't let me. No
anyway,
apparent reason.
so
okay.
the
Mhm.
subject of gifts and whatnot, I think definitely once you have a sense of what they are, like with their fandoms and whatnot, you can get a great sense. But also, I think the main question to kind of ask to kind of like alleviate is like, what do they need? Because of course, in 2020, we all need like comfort. We all need kind of just like just relaxation and whatnot. So I'm gonna get a video out there for DIY projects that you could do for the holidays or for gifts and whatnot. But like one of the things, I made this wig out of yarn and a wig cap. But now people really need masks. And like I showed you JoJo design, but I made with using fabric paints these Boku no Hero masks. And so this one is of course Todoroki, and I used fabric paints to kind of make it individual to the person. And so if you are crafty like that, you can really make anything. And I think it's also helpful because with fabric paint, you can make t-shirts of anime that may be obscure. Or like with your gift, because I showed you your gift.
Right.
I got JoJo this Boku no Hero mug spoon combo. It's Deku. But because of course you eat food, mainly like ramen and soup, I thought like why not? He will probably need a device to hold his things into.
Thank you.
And so yeah, or like just overall comfort things I think are always like a great thing. Like no one usually like refuses socks. And so you can usually like buy a pair of socks or a mug, or like I got these candles that are they're really great that are anime themed. And so it's like, what do they need? Do they need to stay in mind? Do they need a certain item of clothing? And just overall like listening to like what they want. I think that kind of helps people find like the perfect gift, or that thing that's just like, oh, they would love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that quote of giving them what they want, and it really shows how much you know of that other person. And I think we kind of alluded this along during the conversation. Like usually, it's no secret that we give gifts to those that we know who are near and dear to us. And I think it shows like a level. And I think for me, like receiving like a gift from an anime fan, especially one who I consider to be like a friend of mine, is just like there's a deeper level of appreciation given all like the muck that we've mentioned thus far. So like, do they have this? Do they need this? And it's just knowing that when you receive something like that, and even if it may be a repeat, it's still knowing like, no, this person took time to actually know. Um, this is what they want. This is maybe it may not even be a need, but I do know that they enjoy this a lot. And I'll say this, Cliff, thank you so much for this gift. I all I could really say is I'm flattered. I look forward to what's inside this sexy red dress inside here for 5 days later. So, you know.
Easy, Santa. Easy.
First of all, I prefer to be called JoJo Claus, okay? So,
What's
you
the difference?
know,
What's the difference?
sit on my face. I made my laugh. Now tell me what you want for Christmas.
Simp.
Shut up, Justin. Shut up.
I wish I could, but I have a microphone, so I can't.
Oh, God.
However, it's still knowing like I know for me, one of the things that I guess this is more kind of like blending into like story time and whatnot. I remember when I gave Dex like a particular kind of poster frame that features Full Metal Panic Invisible Victory, which is like the newest season after like a 12-year long hiatus of one of my personal favorite shows. And I actually got that signed by the actual creator of Full Metal Panic, as well as the artist, like the character designer of Full Metal Panic. And I know that he loves Full Metal Panic, or at least I hope he does, which I know he does.
I love it. Actually, do you want to see it? Because
Yes.
It is right here.
Yeah.
It is framed on my wall.
Yeah. And it's just like, for me, thank you for showing that. And I think it's just with otaku gift giving, it's sort of kind of like a, what do you call it? It's sort of like a scramble of sorts to just like a detective work in terms of like, how in the world can you give someone a thing? Now, Cliff, I know we had a phone conversation, a very lengthy one, about, choosing particular gifts and stuff like that one morning ago. Tell us how that came to be.
Well, in terms of like what you said, like how you actually, what you think would be a nice gift for a weeb or an otaku or whatever huge anime fan, you gotta actually ask like one of the question: what can you give them that they don't already have? To the point, it's insane.
Mm.
You know, it's like if you actually make like a hardcore anime fan, they probably actually have like a crap ton of merchandise from figures to posters to DVDs, and like what can you give that can compete with that? You know,
A 3D girlfriend.
Someday.
You're such
Oh my God.
mean person, me.
Took me a second to process that.
I'm still 24. I said
I mean, as far as this year goes, and how we're moving on as technology advances, and we're actually technically on the verge of creating AI, I wouldn't really be surprised that 3D girlfriends would actually be part of the social norm someday.
I mean, we already have VTubers.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
actually
we do have VTubers.
I wouldn't be shocked that we actually that we find a way to make that even more explicit and more widespread in the merchandise and in the stores.
So what you're saying is, in order to your solution here is to spread the word of degeneracy, so that way we all not only have body pillows but 3D, things that we could express our inner demons in some.
Miss is the one that actually poked this conversation poked a hole in this conversation. So if you actually want to put the question first, ask her. I agree to some extent because I'm not gonna hide my degenerate side. But unlike JoJo here, I can control it to a good degree, though.
That I could partially agree with you. How the only thing that I disagree with you is that you're the one who was like a drill from Gurren Lagann. You kept going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into that topic until you said no more and you hit to the core of things, and thus
I didn't reach the core.
reached a policy of spreading.
I didn't reach the core, man. I reached the heavens.
Oh, even better.
And
Now
meanwhile, I'm somehow the most normie out of all the degenerates. But I'm still a degenerate. I'm a proud degenerate.
Am I more of a weep than you, Dakota?
Missa's cosplaying, so obviously
Except Missa, of course.
But she's cosplaying. That's like a new level.
She's been doing that well before she met me.
That's fair.
She's like a shonen. She's like a shonen protagonist. At the beginning, she's just like she's basic, but now all of a sudden she's become overpowered.
Unlimited power.
No, you can't be doing that. We have Marth. He is God. He's the omnipresent God until we see face.
More of a conscious than a god. Me, at least.
Would you like to talk about our Lord and Savior goth girls and fishnets?
Oh yes. Dear Marth, I pray to you that you give all the blessings to these hot ass goth girls with fishnet leggings. May they choke whoever they want, and may they know whomever the chokey is that they are enjoying such pleasure. That they reach upon to the heavens as they scream out your name, Marth 0508 Futs, as they follow your Instagram. May they shout your name and know that every goth girl will be protected under your guise. In Marth's name we pray, amen. And so,
the omnipotent God that is called Marth 08 has heard your prayers, and you all shall be blessed.
Yes.
But AK,
we could all be choked. Woo! Anyways, go ahead.
I already am blessed.
He
Back to the matter at hand. That interesting segue. I said you actually have to consider every hardcore weeb or hardcore otaku that has like a lot of that has a lot of merchandise of based on a variety that, and you ask yourself, what could I give that is not going to be just like another collection? I would say that it's one thing to actually get someone a gift, actually another to actually get them something that they're not expecting.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, they never really considered this before, but it's kind of like a gamble. It could be a worthy gamble if they never really seen such a thing before, but if they actually but they could catch their interest to want more and to know more based on what you gave them. So in other words, it could be something that they have never really it could be interesting, or they never really heard of it before, but when you actually give it to them, that's A, unexpected, B, it could lead a revelation to them. They could lead them to a revelation to actually want to know more about this, and C, and this is why I say it's like a gamble, maybe they could actually become a fan, so that way both can actually have conversations, debates that can actually bring them even closer.
Okay.
Do you have like a story or an example kind of behind this? Like,
yeah.
Time that ever happened to you?
Yeah, I want to hear a story. Go ahead, Cliff. Do you have an instance?
You want a story from me?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. And that'll be coming up right after the break.
Oh boy.
So yeah,
Wait, hold on a second. Wait,
mhm.
you're JoJo Claus. Ain't you supposed to be the one giving us the Christmas stories here?
Oh ho 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 ho! Shut the fuck up, ho. What? So, as JoJo Claus, what I am here to do is spread the special gift giving spirit of the otaku, and I would like to know that all of my goody two shoes people who I give gifts to, particularly on the 26th of Christmas, that I want to know that their spirit is in line. And so a demonstration of that is through storytelling, and thus is the reason why I ask you, Cliff, in a few seconds. Give me about 10 seconds till we get back on. Sounds good?
Fair enough.
Cool. Show host Jonathan Joestar Beltran. Welcome to your backdoor anime hangout that is Otaku Hourly. Here with me at this hangout are my crew members.
The Dex.
Mythical Missa.
Cliff.
And we have the omnipresent God himself.
Marvin, aka Marth.
So, we just got over the whole notion of seeing as otaku gift giving as a gamble. And why not? What better way to tell it than with a story, a Christmas fable, if you will, as one of which JoJo Claus would like to hear some partial spirits from one of his special people. Now go ahead, Cliff. Tell us an instance about this.
Just be wary that you're gonna have a huge amount of coal in your stockings after I tell the story.
I could finally warm up my home as we're all shivering with one match.
I suppose I deserve a little bit of cold too, since it was my idea.
Right. I only have my anime DVD, but I can't burn them.
Okay, my little otaku elves, sit back and relax and actually allow the one and only Cliff Claus to tell you the story of how I actually gave Otaku Christmas gamble.
Yay.
Alright.
Let's get cozy.
And your pillow, get your hot cocoa with marshmallows, maybe even maybe like a stone fire if you have. So, let's see how I can actually get this story started. But the twice before Christmas, and all you fools happen to no. Okay, so this actually started in high school. Actually, I was actually at the verge of actually meeting these people, and I was actually like not really that much of an open guy that I was now. I mean, I'm still pretty reclusive, but not as reclusive back in high school. And I actually stumbled upon these two guys. They're twins, named Major and Rufus Meredith. I happened to see them. Like watch Naruto on their phone, and I asked them like straight off the bat, "Oh, you guys like anime?" They said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, so am I." I was like, "Guys are watching Naruto?" Yeah. So you want to watch this? And bada bing, that was actually one of my first two friends I actually made in high school. Until I actually made some others. Any case, after we actually spoke, we actually started to exchange anime with each other, and they never really actually seem. They actually are because they're familiar with Naruto. I assume they were actually familiar with other shonen anime, and they have, but I don't think they actually seen that much seinen anime, or should I say, like more like more adult like anime. So, and this is what I did, and This actually started a whole. This actually started a whole different kind of moment with our friendship. We're still friends, but it started something really, really crazy. So, Jojo,
Yes.
do you remember me sharing you about Gantz?
Yes.
Well, I messed up.
What?
showing
Why?
them
Oh
Gantz.
no! Oh no! What have you done?
I think I kind of broke a little bit of them inside when I showed them this.
That show is full on human depravity.
So now, to be fair, I did not heard about Gantz until a friend of mine named Jacob Wolf saw it first. I never heard of Gantz before he actually told me, and I actually took a look at it. And because he knew kind of anime I would like, I actually gave it a watch. And next thing I knew, I was like, I wish I wasn't born.
It's kind of how it is with this show.
Yeah, it's like reading Krona's poem from Soul Eater. You will get that kind of feeling.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so just for some context, because I actually haven't watched Gantz yet, are we talking like NHK levels of degeneracy, or is it like a different kind of degeneracy?
It's like a very Nietzsche degeneracy. It's like, what's the point? There is no reason to live. Why are we here?
So basically, existential nihilism.
Why are we,
It's very nihilistic.
why are we still here?
Yes,
Like 2020 nihilism.
very much so.
Oh wow.
I'm glad you gave Naruto fans the Buddha of anime Nietzsche.
Yeah, I gave them a wake up call to say the least. And after like I gave them, and they actually recommended me to watch. Let's see, what was it? It was this anime. What was it called again? It was like some sort of romance. No, it wasn't a romance. But it was more like I forgot what it was, but it has to do with Blood Plus. That's what it was called. That's what it's called. Yeah,
Oh.
Blood Plus. So they recommended me Blood Plus, and I recommended them Gantz. And next thing I knew, I loved Blood Plus. It was okay. It was not at overly explicit, but it still actually had some good moments that I actually enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say the gamble for them worked out. Me, however, I actually my cards were not actually on the right side because apparently when they actually finished watching Gantz, they told me they actually at the same time they looked at me and said, "Bro, how could you?" You don't understand. At the time, because we actually both liked anime, I had to give them something that they never really thought of before, and we were changing anime, so I couldn't help myself.
Mm.
So again, that's why, man, like I did a gamble. I shared them an anime that I actually liked, and they actually did the same. But apparently for them, it was actually, they wanted to gamble, but I screwed up.
It's okay.
It's knowing how deep they can actually go before it just the degeneracy internally.
Yeah. Apparently they could not actually they could not take that long rabbit hole. It was too dark. It was too long. It was too depraved.
Remember
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dex.
It's sort of like kind of going back to the NHK example. I don't know, like NHK is good, but it's also an anime I'd probably never recommend anybody. I would basically tell them to go and discover it for themselves.
Yeah.
Reason basically being, that just gets dark, and in a level of like, It basically it's like I don't actually know. I don't even. I think it's such a unique product. I can't even really compare it to anything.
It's like seeing the really ugly and unfortunate real side of the otaku fandom. It's just human nature in of itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Don't get
and
me
of course,
wrong. It's
like,
really funny.
I mean, of course, you have like other sides of degeneracy of anime, like with I mean, pretty much you can pretty much go from everything from like that to like Bible Black or like things that you don't share with the general public, or I don't know, like 177013 for people who know what that means.
You know the code. Because like here's what I'm willing to like to wrap up from what you two were saying. It's that anime has a lot of niches, especially when it comes to gift giving and whatnot. And one of them that I blame you, Marth, partially for this, but I mostly blame John Johnson Steven about this. Remember the time where it wasn't Christmas?
You got some balls.
Oh, I know where it is going.
Remember that time? This wasn't Christmas, but this was like during my birthday.
Oh, I know where this is going.
You took me to a room that no one was there, and I go inside. I see this long trash bag inside this room.
I was there.
And John and Steven just told me, touch it. So,
got me looking so crazy right now.
And as I put my finger, and then later on, with the grasp of my hand, I pull the first layer, and then I hear, and I never thought to myself that, what am I getting myself into? And so as I kept pulling away, the moans kept getting louder and louder, and lo and behold, is this 3-foot long body pillow of Honaka Kosaka of Love Life that I never asked for. I just know within me the only reason why this happened is because I told John O'Johns that Honoka is my girl. I said it casually, and he took it seriously. And it got to a point where, like, before any of this had happened, this Honoka meme had became a thing. Where in the middle of an interview, and I think Dex, you were there with me. I was interviewing. Yeah, I was interviewing Richard Epcar, the voice of Bato from Ghost in the Shell, and Bobo from the eponymous name. And while I was doing the interview, John O'John's Tori basically came in and he gave me a Honoka pillow, a smaller version, but a pillow nonetheless. And he's just like, Richard Epcar's like, wow, this is so cool. This is awesome. Fast forward to another.
If I can embellish the story a little bit as well, going back to the trash bag incident. If I recall, Marth, it was either you or John and somebody had to carry it through campus, like all the way up.
That was not me. That was definitely not. Yeah, that was definitely not me.
That was me and John O'Johns. I'm carrying a body bag all the way from. Yes, go ahead.
They were carrying it there, but then you had to have the walk of shame to carry it back.
Yes.
Yes.
In the middle of the night.
On campus too. On campus.
Yes, you're seeing
your body pillow there to protect you.
Yes.
I swear security saw you that night, they would have thought you were carrying off a dead body.
Yeah.
The CSOs.
I would rather people find out it was a dead body than a body pillow.
Oh no, you broke her Nico neck.
Yeah. Oh no. God. Why? and it comes to a point where it's just like it's still in my closet right now. And don't get me wrong, I still keep it, but I don't know if it's just for the sake of it as a sign of friendship because I don't feel comfortable bringing it out. Because I know I
Show
told
and
you.
tell. Show and tell.
Okay. Somebody talk while I bring out this shame.
Alright, yeah.
Okay.
The Omnipotent God's gonna fill in some of the dead space, I guess. I think this was during what was that? I think it was during like the idol research I won't say club, idol research group at the time. And I think that was when we showed what JoJo, like giving JoJo the title. What was that?
This thing is
He
so
still has the trash
large.
bag.
Oh, you got it. I guess. Oh my god.
I still keep it in its original.
Oh my god, we can
JoJo.
living out the story.
We're like,
I
Dude, it
hope
looks
this
like a
isn't the
hostage.
dirty side. Oh no, these are the legs.
These are the legs.
You know you're
Oh
probably
my-
ready, JoJo.
We need to see if this is okay. Okay, this is safe. Oh, why?
Well,
Oh no, she's very suggestive.
Oh wow.
Aw.
I know, but I'm not. Oh no, I am not.
oh no.
I haven't seen that face in 3 years.
I know. It
Hasn't been that long. What?
It's
I think it's actually been 4 now in retrospect. Did it happen
Yeah, I was
freshman
gonna
or
say
sophomore year, dude.
yeah, freshman or sophomore year for me? I don't remember.
Yeah, because like here's the thing, right? The reason why I considered this much akin to how Cliff feels ashamed, I have to bring in this shame because when my sister's fiance came into my room,
Oh.
and he
Oh.
opened the
Oh
door,
my god.
Oh.
and I opened the door. He's like, Jonathan, what is this? And I had to explain, and I was just like, It's a pillow. Why is it so long? It's sometimes you just need something to hug, man. Do you use it?
It's getting
Would you
memes
believe
of people too. No, they're not.
Would you believe if I said no? And he said, It's okay. It's okay. And inside my head, I just knew like I keep this thing as a reminder of the kind of friendship that I have with each and every one of you.
Hello.
It's so there's so much degeneracy. And yet, for some reason, I still keep it to this day, knowing that it is safe to hug, just not in public. And it's
and yet you keep it captive with a bag over his head as if you have pretty much a decomposing corpse in your closet.
yes.
Why?
I mean, I have a head. I mean, I have a head bust named Nelson. Do you not understand how much more macabre this could get already? Like
No,
Good.
I mean, JoJo, I knew you had skeletons in the closet, but I never knew you actually had skeletons in the closet.
I know, and look, Missa's bringing a real life skeleton right now. Yet that's just an animal. This is just degeneracy. And don't get me, like I mentioned before, I get so touched knowing that I get gifts from anime fans, and this is a particular instance where it's kind of on the negative side. Not to say I feel ashamed of it, but I feel like a little bit of my social credit just perpetually goes down with interest along the way. And so Mhm.
With that jealousy, or as I like to really call it, the depravity. Do you use it? Do you use it, or do you use it?
Oh, that's a good question. Is speaking from a man who's kept it in the same bag for like 4 years inside his closets. I can use it. I just need to know how do I clean this thing? Because don't get me wrong, this thing is really nice to hug, but I'd rather not have my parents see me hugging this thing and saying,
Well,
"Hey, hey, maybe you took this anime thing way too far."
all
And
I can
so,
say,
mhm.
I can say,
Yeah.
all I can say is just gentle. Okay,
What?
just be gentle with the pillow.
I will. I prayed to Marth all night. I imbued it with, winning the competition. I let him know that it has 2 great seasons, a movie, and no matter what, I give it a good night kiss, and then I put back the trash bag.
You have my blessing.
Like a gentleman.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And like, I feel for me, right? When it comes to those situations of awkwardness and stuff like that, I feel like once again, like the niches kind of come, like I feel like is another effective way of like knowing how to gauge otaku gift giving too, just because it's just like if they like manga or if they like DVDs, then it wouldn't hurt to like maybe go into their room or take a picture of their particular collection and stuff, while also like being cognizant of like what they're into, what they're not into, and yada yada yada. So that way it's just like it's still within that periphery. And don't get me wrong, I like surprises. It only becomes kind of a problem when you have a body bag inside your closet for 4 years and have a
Yep.
fiance discover it.
I
So
bet body pillow.
We should like once JoJo gets a significant other, we should just tell them, "Don't go into the closet," and then just like leave.
Don't go
So-
into the closet.
just there's some secrets that must be hid. There are
no
only
witnesses.
there are only things that only Martha knows that should be kept. She knows everything about me except for this.
Never truly be erased.
It can never be. And along with that, we'll go into break. I'm currently gonna have a coming in, so give me like about maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll come back, and I'll hopefully have been rebirthed anew from Marth for all the sins that I've unfortunately brought upon.
No amount of prayer is gonna wash away your sins, man.
Oh, we'll
No
see
shame,
about that.
bro. No shame.
Yeah, we'll see right after the break, bruh.
No shame, just treat her like a gentleman.
Yeah, exactly. Come
Uh,
on.
Good that we just went on break because apparently
Okay.
Sirens want to.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Ooh.
I'm taking my wig off though.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
okay.
we already have pretty much have gone in for an hour, so we might have to.
Oh shoot! Is that already been an hour?
Yeah.
It's
Oh my
been
god.
basically like we probably have about 10 minutes because we have a bit of a buffer at 10:30, like everybody getting set up. But
Yeah.
just letting you know.
Oh,
For
all right,
sure.
all right.
Yeah.
You guys, I thought of an idea about because Cliff, you mentioned like what do you get the person who already has like a lot of things. So, like or stuff like that, like so like candles, of course, clothes, but what you can also do, which I'm like pretty great because I do this with my brother sometimes because he has Netflix, so I give him like a gift card for that, and I'm sure that like Funimation or Crunchyroll, they probably have like the anime lover probably has a subscription to that, so just essentially like pay for a month of their Crunchyroll or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like paying forward their monthly subscription or whatnot.
That'd be dope, actually. Like a gift certificate.
Yeah, well, at least just
Nice.
got to make sure that they actually use
like
it.
you don't have to worry
Yeah.
about like, oh, if they've already like had it or whatnot, and I'm sure they'd like greatly appreciate it.
Right.
And and one thing I wanted to bring up too as a potential talking point is also helping somebody buy something.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of
Oh
figure
yeah.
in the anime and like who are big anime fans who are figure collectors, where they may just want to get like not like one of those like $100 figures or something, but like a 40 or 60, where it's just like, yeah, you just help them out a little bit. Sometimes you can pay for the whole thing. Sometimes if it's more expensive, you can just say, hey, I'll put it in half and I'll just give it to you as like a birthday gift or as a Christmas gift.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like
That
that.
can be an
Yeah, cool. When Missa comes back, we will get to those topics. Sounds good?
Okay, I'm just gonna put on a different wig.
Actually, if you were taking a break, can I break for like restroom?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, cool, thanks.
Yeah. Let's get ourselves refreshed and just, vibing and all that stuff. So, yeah. Like, I know, Miss, I'll probably deliver your gift sometime over the weekend because I am
Okay.
still
I'll
taking
just
care of
give
my
you my gift then.
Yeah, I'm like taking care of my grandparents during the weekdays, so that's why.
Yeah, it's cool. But
Cool.
yeah, and so just let me know so then I can greet you and whatnot and just be like, hey.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Like,
Oh, and
yo.
while Dakota is away, I want to show you
Right.
guys, or like, because I'm just like, I think blanket's always a great thing, and like, because we watched this
yeah.
together,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is just like an anime thing or a regular thing. It's kind of become a regular thing with us. We miss cuddling, and so we like the smell of each other.
Aww.
So I'll usually like wear one of his t-shirts, and he'll wear one of mine, and we'll essentially like exchange that, and it has our scents.
Aw, that's kind of
Oh.
creepy, but nice.
Oh.
I need you to say that same exact thing because I feel like that'd be cool for me.
On air.
Yeah, I want to broadcast this.
Okay, but I wish you would have told me, so then I could have gotten into a yandere thing. And maybe
It's okay. When Dakota comes in and we get back on air, he'll be really surprised. So, it'd be cool.
I mean, no one said love has to be simple.
That is true.
Normal.
That is true.
Love is just mutual simping.
That is fair. I'm gonna write that down from now on.
Jojo.
What's
All
up?
right then.
Yes, love is
But
mutual.
what is the difference between a simp and a pimp? That is the question.
Oh gosh.
One wants hoes, the other has hoes. Yes. Case.
Oh, and I got my first cheerleading sailor skirt.
Oh, nice.
It's just black and it has 2 white stripes. But I also got a cheerleading outfit from Hot Topics that only cost me $8.
Dude,
it's
nice.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but I'm just like, it's my computer that does the camera.
Oh, that's cute.
Hey, I remember that.
Yep. Got for only $8. I'm like, yee.
Nice, Sue. So, are you all ready?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll start in 5. Show host Jonathan Joestar Beltran here. Welcome to your backdoor anime hangout that is Otaku Hourly. I'm joined in this hangout with my crew.
The Dex.
Mythical Missa.
Cliff.
Omnipresent God.
Marvin, aka Marth.
So, we were just talking about niches and whatever the such. I particularly talked about my shame glaze of a story of body pillows and just a matter of, how does one really shop for an anime fan, especially in the context of the anime fandom being so comprised of several different niches of sorts. So, Nissa, I know you have like one particularly unique way of addressing such a thing. Would you like to divulge?
Okay, I'm not sure if this is a weird thing. I don't think it is, but It's just because me and Dakota we cuddle a lot, but because COVID and whatnot, we got social distance. But so and also because we have like the same size of clothes. I'll give him a T-shirt that like smells like me, and he'll give me a T-shirt that smells like him, and so we'll essentially exchange T-shirts and like kind of have them for the smell, but also kind of because like cuddles. There's like a song right now that's very popular. There's like I'm using your shirt as a pillowcase. It's very popular on TikTok. So
Dude,
essentially that.
I've
but
never heard of that.
I've never heard of this too. That'll be my theme from now on.
I don't know. I'll try to send it to you guys and whatnot.
Yes.
I don't know. But it's the song's called Ruin Our Friendship, but is kind of like it's like this whole trend and everything. But I'm just like, ooh,
So
it's a
what we
little
sh-
saucy. But
so that I think like honestly that like on a serious note, that is actually a pretty smart and tactful way of like, you know, having that really nice tangible way of just like reminding yourself of that special somebody. Two, on a more joking way, I'll probably do that more with my crew members, so that way they'll recognize the scent of Jojo Musk. So, anyways, besides,
so ramen, shame, and dust from the body pillow.
yes, that's just the thing with
Signature
me is
scent by
Jojo.
JoJo.
Yes, that's just what it is. This is my life story. I'm gonna also put it into my dating profile at some point in time. But regardless, niches along the way. Dex, you actually had a poignant point about figurines.
Oh yeah. So something that I've actually done in the past is I had a few friends who really loved collecting figures, and actually I don't have my collection out because I moved recently. I still haven't really put it up yet, but I used to collect a lot of figures myself. So I know that oftentimes a lot of the pre-orders, like a lot of people are like, well, I really want this, but I can't, like, I don't want to put all the money into it, or maybe it's just, oh, they have a figure they always wanted, but it was a lesser priority. And sometimes I'll just ask them outright, like, hey, are you kind of gunning for anything right now? And they'll kind of just tell me, and I'm like, hey, I'll help you pay for it, or hey, I got this, depending on just how much it is. So like, if it's one of those like cheaper $40-$60 figures, I'm just like, yeah, I got this. I got this for you. And at least at that moment, I know like they're getting what they actually want and something that they really are interested like in, instead of having to guess. But like especially for those really expensive figures, like the ones that go in the 120, 150 range, just knowing that it's like, hey, we can like split this, and I can just like get this like for you as a Christmas gift, or birthday gift, or just for some occasion. And it's like, yeah, it does take the surprise out of it, and I know some people aren't as keen, but sometimes too, it's like just knowing that you're helping somebody out with something that they really want. It's really satisfying in itself.
I could totally agree with that. I know I did something similar to that with now Dex and Martha. I know you remember these people, Tori and Scott.
Yes. It's been a minute.
I've done the same thing with them where I legit just ask them, what do you want? Because if anything, it's just there's so many different things and different avenues that anime fans just express their kind of love. And with Tori, it was mainly through figurines, and with Scott, it was more of a Blu-ray DVD kind of thing, much akin to me as well. I know for me, my way of just expressing that kind of love, which everyone in this crew knows, I'm really big into music. And so what I do is just like I would actually know what kind of particular anime that they really enjoy. And I think we're kind of blessed to be in this generation where they're actually releasing not only just CDs, but vinyl of like anime soundtracks. And so for me, it's just like giving them the gift of like some good tunes is always like a great thing to incorporate, simply because it's just like one, not music is always a universal language. Two, it's something not of the norm, because I hear a lot of figurines, DVDs, and manga collections, but I don't hear many about vinyl collections. So kind of going off with what Cliff mentioned previously, it's just giving that kind of surprise. And for me, music is that avenue for me to bring that aha sort of quality of things. Marth, do you have any particular kind of like expertise in certain kind of niches in gift giving to anime fans?
Let's see. In terms of niches, anime fans, huh? Ooh, that's kind of a I guess I would include well, within the idol community, yeah. Uh, in terms of the idol community, yeah, we do give your friends idol figurines of different versions of our best girls. Either not just figurines, but also like rubber straps, keychains. Um, let's see. Definitely not much of a clothing,
Mm,
but
why
also,
not?
but to jump on what you mentioned about music, not vinyls, but definitely music CDs. Sometimes in the local, either local Kinokuniya here in the Lama Mall or even in Little Tokyo, they do um, sell what's it called? What's it called? Music. Sometimes it can be like the whole group. The what's it called? The what was that? The duo trio songs or the subunits. There you go.
Mm,
And we just like figure out which album do do our friends not have, and we'll just go from there using that information. We'll either go with music, peripherals, figurines, and whatnot.
mm, got it. And so long as it pertains to their favorite character, correct?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, got it. And I know this was also touched upon like during the break. Missa, you did mention about gift certificates or just like, subscriptions.
hmm
Well,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
it is
Oh, sorry. Go
overall,
ahead.
of course, overall because of course like we can't always like go face to face with loved ones, but also because like Cliff was saying, like what if you know someone who essentially has everything? So because of course streaming services are big right now, and especially with nothing much to do, you can offer to pay, or like you can like send them a gift card, a virtual voucher, whatnot, for like their favorite streaming site. So if it's Crunchyroll, you can pay for like a month of their Crunchyroll, or Funimation, you can pay for their Funimation. And I think this also works well, especially like if you pay part of it, like Dex was saying, because there are like my favorite wig place, Epic Cosplay, and not spons, but they do like vouchers and whatnot. I wish I was sponsored by them. I have so many of their wigs. but
In
there's
due
usually stuff
time.
like that. There's usually stuff like that, or like for Steam, you can always buy something, or buy like one of those virtual gift cards on Steam if you know that they have that. Because yes, they do have that, but they can also like have so much more from that, or like they can be like, oh, okay, I have this pay for another month, so then I can use my money to spend on whatever else. And so not only is it like helpful, but obviously you know that they want like to watch their anime in peace, or not
You know
peace.
that Yeah, but relative peace. And that kind of actually brings up a topic that I want to jump off from your point, where it's just if the if like we can't get a handle of like, their particular kind of thing, I think this actually works well with parents who have anime fan sons or just kids in general, just because it's just like, where do they even begin? Because I feel like a subscription is like a great way to go about it. Because quick little story, I was at a Costco and some woman, uh, like around her 60s, comes up to me. She's like, um, "Do you know this thing called anime?" And I said,
What?
"Yeah." I was just like, Yeah, I'm like slightly insulted on the inside, but okay. Yeah, I'm game. What's up? And she's like, yeah, I just found this this collection of Pokemon DVDs, but I'm not sure if this is something that they would like. And I'm just like, have you heard, and this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form, but have you heard of Right Stuff? And she's like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "It's basically Amazon for, like, anime fans." Like, if you really want to go, like, knee deep, in at least in terms of, like, the Blu-ray and merchandise portion of things, Right Stuff is, like, the place to go to. And honestly, like, that in of itself, it's still kind of a road to follow just because it's just, like, it ranges still so much. You still have a place to go, but it's like being given an atlas and saying, "Okay, find your hotel here." And, I think, the subscription service is also like a uh, really great, umbrella to just give someone. It's just like, you know what you like, and I'm also paying for whatever you want to enjoy, so the gift of anime.
If I
Mhm.
can interject too, like one of the things that if you want to integrate an experience into gift giving, but you don't even know where to start, for people who have like access to Little Tokyo, or for people who have access to like large anime merch stores in general,
Mhm.
one of the things that you actually can do is just like take them there for a day, have an experience, have fun, and then just be like, all right, here's the store, here's your budget, pick anything you want.
That's a good point.
And parents, if you are watching this, take some notes. But like,
Seriously.
but yeah, but also like with the experience, you could also, if you're a parent, and I've asked my mom before because I love going to WonderCon, so I've like asked her, hey, could I have a WonderCon ticket? And so I usually get it, of course, because I'm a good girl. I promise, Jojo Santa.
Yes.
No, no, but yeah. And yeah, don't be afraid to ask parents. My friend Sam, she was in Hot Topic, and there was like this older gentleman. He was like very like country chic, out of place for Hot Topic, which is not hard because it's Hot Topic.
Right.
But he's all like, excuse me, do you know what a My Hero Academia is? And what is this feather thing?" And so like even though like little laugh and whatnot, but like it's still usually an anime fan, we are pretty friendly unless you're
Mhm.
like one of those like him anime protagonist is like, I know all the things and my glasses are gonna shine over because I may have malicious intent. But
Yeah.
you will most likely not find that in a Hot Topic.
Not until I work there. I'll judge everybody.
We gotta make
Actually,
sure
I know this.
get a restrict. We gotta make sure. We gotta make sure that JoJo is not hireable at Topic. We gotta say the word. He's not hireable here.
We tell his manager, don't look in his closet.
Actually, just a really quick Hot Topic story. I once
Oh.
walked into one with Missa, and they were playing Baby Metal. And
Hey.
so I walked up to the guy and I basically said, "Dude, you're playing really dope music." He was like, "It's not me. I have this one coworker who's just this big weeb. You should thank her." And so I'm like, and so I go to her like, "Your music selection's awesome. Please keep it up." Makes me
Wow.
want to go into Hot Topic more.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then you'll see me turning in my resume, and I will ruin every one of your lives. So, anyways,
But will you give me a discount? I shop there so often.
JoJo Claus will consider, but you have to pray to Marth for such a blessing.
Mara, please.
All right, since it is the season of giving, yes, you have my blessing.
Yay!
Amen.
Amen. And so, with that being said, in terms of otaku gift giving, I know it could be a real big hassle. It could be a trial at times. And sometimes
Mhm.
it could be a true gamble because you never know what kind of things you want. However, acknowledge this. The anime fandom are really open to what they want, as reclusive as they could be. Simply allow yourself to be in their world, get to know about their collection, their kind of niche, and then simply, much like a skeleton in the closet, really just get curious about it. It's not creepy. You just really want to know more about the details. And so that way, you know how to make one person happy. So, with that being said, I'm your show host, JoJo Claus, over here. And here with me at this hangout are my crew members.
Cliff.
Elf Dex.
Meister Missa. I was trying to come up with
Our omnipotent god.
Marvin, aka Marth.
May goth girls with fishnets be with you. And may you all have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, and a Happy New Year. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.